Namaste, everyone. Welcome back. I am Ashley Turner, yoga meditation instructor and psychotherapist here in Los Angeles, California. So happy to be here with you all. Okay, I decided to come on spontaneously. I know it's a little bit late tonight, but we just launched my How to Build Your Yoga Business with Heart and Hustle. By the way, those of you who are tuning in, please let me know that you can hear me properly because I have this microphone in and I want to know that you can hear me properly. So leave a comment. And if you're tuning in, leave a comment and let us know who you are, where you're from. Okay, so I decided to jump on here spontaneously tonight because we just launched my free video series. It's called How to Build Your Yoga Business with Heart and Hustle. So I'm going to actually put the link up for you guys right now. Oh yeah, you can hear. Awesome. Okay, so this is the link to my free video series for yoga teachers, for students, for wellness coaches. This is how to build your yoga business or also your solopreneur business with heart and hustle. Now, the reason I decided to come on this Facebook Live with you right now is because I've been reading through all the comments that we're getting from people all around the world, from Turkey, from Scotland, from Ireland, from England, from, of course, the United States. Hi, Nicole, tuning in from El Paso, Puerto Rican. So good to see you on here. And there is one common theme that's going through all of these responses. So in the first video just dropped today, so go to the link and you can join the free video series. So it's jam-packed. There's like 3-4 videos over 30 minutes long each, 20-30 minutes. So there's a lot of information in there. But again, the reason I'm here is because there is one common theme. I asked everyone in this video series to leave their number one fear of teaching yoga, what is coming up for them. And there is almost a universal theme. Almost every single response is the same thing. And that is fear, insecurity of not being good enough. So I'd love to hear from you guys that are watching right now. What is your number one fear in teaching yoga or in your career, whatever you're doing? Specifically, what is your biggest insecurity? And what I'm going to talk about right now, what we're going to drop into is some ways that you can break through. So the link is right here for the free video series, How to Build Your Yoga Business with Heart and Hustle. And if there's one thing I'm probably the most passionate about in my career, it is helping you yoga teachers make a great living, do well, increase your income, and increase your impact teaching yoga. Why? Because I believe that yoga is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful practice on the planet to transform consciousness and to transform lives and to truly save this planet. We are at a tipping point. We just had Earth Day. We know that we're at a tipping point and we have to wake up. So you're doing this and your particular brand of magic is needed. It is needed. Okay, so I'm going to go through the 5 tips that I have for you right now to break through your insecurities and your fears. This is the universal, across the board. People are afraid, they're insecure, not being good enough, beginner teachers. I'm going to talk about that one tomorrow. So look for the Facebook Live on beginner yoga teachers, people that are just starting to teach yoga, maybe under a year or two. That I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow in the Facebook Live. Okay, so how to build confidence and keep going when you're feeling that fear, like you're not creative enough, like you don't know enough, like your poses aren't good enough, like you're too old or you need to lose weight. These are all the things that I've been reading in your comments on this video series. So those of you that are just joining us, go over to this link, bit.ly/heart hustle. It's case sensitive there, and check it out because it's really amazing to read all of your comments. Okay, so number 1, how to keep going. This is a motto that is something I just actually put together, a 16-page ebook on building rock solid self-confidence and overcoming self-sabotage. And one of the things that I gave in that ebook was the mantra, the affirmation, the fire within me burns through all blocks and fears. The fire within me burns through all blocks and fears. And if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I'm super passionate about this mantra. I do this mantra a lot for myself too. Hi, Borit from Sweden. So number one step for you is feel the fear, acknowledge the fear, own the fear, let that voice be heard, even write it out. I'm afraid of, my fear looks like, acts like, feels like, and reminds me of. That's from my teacher, Mona Miller. Feel the fear and do it anyway. I did a great self-development training called MITT years ago, and the mantra that they gave us, and we were all running around this hotel conference room shouting this, was, oh, what the fuck, go for it anyway. Oh, what the fuck, go for it anyway. So I do this in my teacher training, and I want to offer you this, like, oh, what the fuck. So what, you're afraid? You're not special because you're afraid. You're not special because you're insecure. Do it anyway. Take the next right step. That's all you have to do. Take the next right step. That's going to lead to the next step and the next step, and that's going to build your confidence. So that brings us to number 2, which is to know your krama. Not karma, but krama, K-R-A-M-A. Krama is a Sanskrit word that means succession. It means you'll often hear progression. You'll often hear of it used in the term of vinyasa krama. What is the proper succession of a flow? So if you're building a sequence, what is the krama of that sequence? Now, it's helpful to look at your own life and your own career as well. What is the natural arc of your career? So for those of you that are beginner teachers, or maybe you've only been teaching a few years, even under 10 years, know the krama. Yoga is such an infinite science and art, like anything, like any career that you're going into. Give yourself the time to grow, to progress, to build on things that you learned in your 200-hour teacher training. In other words, know where you are in that sequence of events. So don't expect yourself to be up here at the top if you haven't been teaching 20 years. Give yourself permission to be a teacher of 3 years, of 5 years, of 10 years, and know that it's always the tip of the iceberg. And very wise teaching and mindfulness is that the more mindful we get, the more we realize how unmindful we are. It's sort of that koan, like the more you know, the less you know. The more you know, the more you realize, the less you know. So that's just life, So trust the process. Trust the step-by-step progression. So you have to be where you are, be a beginner, be a newbie, or be, a new teacher in a new community, and let yourself build from there. So trust the process. Let yourself be in that beginner's mind. I'm going to talk about this more tomorrow. We're going to have a class on beginner yoga teachers. Okay, so this leads us to number 3, which is get your 10,000 hours. Malcolm Gladwell had a great book, and he talks about the 10,000 hours, that it takes 10,000 hours of practicing something to become world-class, to become an expert at it. So imagine how long that is to take 10,000 hours of actually teaching, not practicing yoga, but teaching yoga. So just keep teaching. Get your 10,000 hours. Trust that your skills are built. We learn by living. So give yourself permission to live and be where you are. And the other thing that I want to say about this is it's okay to acknowledge. Some of you were writing in the comments. So those of you that are just tuning in, if you jump over to this link, this is my free video series, How to Build Your Yoga Business with Heart and Hustle. And I'm on this spontaneous Facebook Live tonight because every single one of the comments was exactly the same, talking about feeling not good enough in a nutshell. Insecure, not creative enough, not doing contorted enough poses, challenging enough poses, being too old, being forgetful, afraid that no one's going to like you, afraid that no one's going to come to your class. These are the bigger psychological roots that hold us back. There is nothing special about this story. We all have this story. We all have a version of I'm not good enough. We are all trying to figure it out. Nobody has it all figured out. We're all fumbling along, doing the best we can. Whatever industry, whoever you see out there, everyone's just doing the best they can. And we learn by living. So give yourself permission to live. Get your 10,000 hours. Now, on that note, number 4 is seek mentorship. It's very helpful to connect with those people that are further ahead of you, connect with people that have the kind of career that you want to emulate, that you admire, that you aspire to. Invest in your teaching, invest in your training, invest in personal relationships, particularly mentorship, because a mentor is someone who works really closely with you. They know your story, they know your psychology, they know your teaching, they know your personality type, and they can help guide you because they have a little bit more of a bird's eye view. They've been doing this a little bit longer. So seek mentorship, very, very helpful. And that was the traditional guru relationship. A guru relationship is a very close, tight-knit relationship with your teacher. So it's really helpful, whether it's an actual yoga teacher, or a business entrepreneur mentor, seek mentorship. And then you'll feel like you have, we stand on the shoulders of our teachers. My teacher recently, Yoga Rupa, Rod Stryker gave me a mantra, and he said, practice this mantra will plug you in to your teachers, to their teachers. This is a lineage. So you're not alone. You're opening your instrument to let Spirit pour through you. And this is the essence of being a teacher. It's not that it's you having to come up and reinvent the wheel every time. Trust the practice itself. Trust the wisdom itself. Trust the wisdom of the practice. And just let it pour through you. Trust your teachers and call on them if you're feeling insecure. Start with a prayer. So that brings us to number 5, which is a very practical tip. This is that before you start teaching, yoga asks us only one question. It asks us, who am I? Who am I? Who you are is not who you think you are. Who you are is not your personality. It's not your insecurities. It's not your stories. It's not how many hours you've been teaching or how much training you have. Who you are is spirit. And the more you tap into that, the easier it is to get out there and do your thing, no matter what that thing is. So start by stopping. Start by every time when you get into a class, at the front of the room, start by bringing the hands together. Start everyone, whether it's 3 sounds of Om, or a Namaste, or setting intention, setting prayer. Now, I initially started doing this by stating my own prayer to myself and just asking Spirit to show up, asking Spirit to move through me, asking Spirit to speak through me, so that I knew that I was not alone. Eventually, I got confident enough where I would actually state that out loud in front of my class. So I had to build up my own confidence and my own sort of inner skill set and poise to be able to then voice that out loud. But it's so powerful when you voice that out loud. And I literally say in the beginning of class, please, Spirit, speak through me in any way that these people can understand. May the words that come through me come through in a way that they can be heard. May whatever comes through and is channeled through in this class be the optimal skills and tools and practice for the people in this room tonight and exactly what they're going through. So you take the onus off yourself. You remember who you are. You are spirit. You are an instrument of spirit. No matter what you're doing in the world, being a mother, being a father, being a lover, being a yoga teacher, whatever your career and profession is. So remember who you really are. Start by stopping, ask, pray, open yourself up, become a channel. It's not all about you. And focus on the service, right? Really focus on giving back. How can you add value? Just show up with your earnestness and your magic. And that's what's going to change people's lives. So these are 5 tips for you to build your confidence, to keep going when you're insecure and afraid, particularly as a yoga teacher. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. I'm looking at all of these all day long. My team and I are answering your questions. Please let us know, what is the #1 fear that you have as a yoga teacher? Put it in this comment. Go to our free video series. The link is in the comments right there, and it's right here on the screen, bit.ly/Heart Hustle, which is case sensitive. And it's a free video series. It's only up for a limited period of time. Video 1 just dropped today. I'm so excited. Video 1 is all about the dangers of Instagram and the Instagram effect, the effect that Instagram has had on yoga teachers, how to not compare yourself to everyone else, how to not get caught in the trap of needing to do sexy bikini yoga beach poses, which are fine and they're awesome, but they trip a lot of us up, and that's just the truth. So I'm talking about that in video 1. Click the link to go check it out. I'm also talking about how to overcome your fears, more on everything that we just went into. So please go click it, spread the word, tag anyone below that you think might be interested, any yoga teachers that you think might be interested, or share this on your page if you feel inspired and this is helpful. Thank you all so much, and I will see you tomorrow. I will be talking to beginner yoga teachers tomorrow. I want to hear from you. So much love. Namaste. The fire within me burns through all blocks and fears. Namaste.